Well, it all comes down to this. It seemed at the start of the day that all roads pointed towards this curtain-closing darting duel between Andreas Harrysson and John Henderson, and the match you're about to see will determine which one of them is top of the table going into the final day of this week's Group A. Harrysson has the lead at the moment by 2 points. Henderson would go level if he wins this game, but he would have a better leg difference and therefore would be top of the tree. It's the Highlander against Dirty Harry, but who is going to go ahead and make their day and make it a perfect day? Let's see. Here's Henry Deacon and Scott Mitchell.
Thank you so much, Chris. And so today boils down to this. John Henderson and Andreas Harrysson go toe-to-toe in a game that could well dictate where this group will lie, where the land will be laid going into tomorrow's proceedings, where Andreas Harrysson will have a big cushion of 4 points and will feel like it'll be job half done, or whether John Henderson is going to set us up for a grandstand finale where there'd most definitely be 3 horses in the race. We know the levels that John Henderson has got, but he's going to have to put in a big performance because this man on your screen, Andreas Harrysson, has been putting in the types of numbers that anybody within the top echelons of the sport would like to put in. His average for the day, 95.72 in terms of his checkout stats. He is 55% when it comes to the finishing.
100.
That is finishing stats of a world-class level. For John Henderson, he's averaged 85.5 for the day, and his finishing stats not too shabby either, 33%. So when he gets a go with 3 darts in hand, he by and large takes it. What do you think is going to be the deciding factor, Scott?
Well, in this fixture yesterday, Hendo didn't have the darts, and today he has, so that
50.
should be something in his favour. But both know that this is a big, crucial game in the direction of where the group is going to go, and we may not see the big averages because it may be a little bit tight at times, but I think it's going to be entertaining all the same.
How crucial could the fact that Henderson has the darts be when you consider Andreas' stats today?
I'll reserve my comment on that until I see whether he holds the first leg here. No, I wouldn't do that. Keep babbling on for no reason.
100.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an advantage. It should be an advantage. But Andreas is doing everything he can to break it. 80 after 12 against the throw is tidy. So you feel Henderson has to get this or set it up.
86.
Oh, he's done everything to leave the pressure on that 80 shot for Harrysson.
It may well only be 1 dart. He's going to get 2 at double 10.
Game shot on the first
And it's a
leg.
break of throwing 14 darts for Andreas Harrysson to take the lead. First time of asking,
Leg,
no mistake from the Swede.
Game on.
Yeah, there was a little bit of nod of
100.
appreciation there from Hendo when he went straight out in 2 darts. He just, a little nod of his head. Andreas didn't see it. He was still returning it, taking his darts out the board. It was just a little nod and say, yep, tidy. Well done, you. Always respectful, Hendo.
One thing you're going to get is a
45.
game played at the highest level, but a game played in a real good spirit, a real respectful spirit.
You get nothing else when you include Hendo in any game. And
134.
let's face it, Andreas is very similar indeed.
$140. 100.
My main thing for players maybe of your age is he's a couple of years away from being eligible for the World Seniors.
81.
Well, it was worrying when Hendo came in as well for me, so it's something that we get used to. But great for the seniors in turn, you know, it's
90. Andreas should require 135.
it means that the senior standard will rise and rise.
Trouble 20 would have left the bullseye. So Henderson, 52 for the break back.
99. John, you require 52.
And you sense if Harrysson left on his favoured double 18, this has got to go. He can't make any mistake on his favourite tops. But the mistake does come. The opportunity arises.
36.
Henderson's head sinks as he believes Harrysson will take this out.
Game shot on the second
He's playing
leg.
to his stats,
Andreas Harrysson.
hitting a dart at double, 1 in every 2 in that particular turn. He leads 2-0.
Third leg, it's John to throw first. Game on.
And he's still shaking his head.
Yeah, Hendo knows that was a good opportunity. He knew when he left his hand that third dart.
140.
I feel like people's opinions on Andreas Harrysson is changing this week.
140.
He won a week last time, perhaps went under the radar a little bit, got to Champions Week, played at Champions Night. But this time round, it feels like people have added a
43.
weight of expectation on Andreas' shoulders. And maybe partly because of what his fellow countrymen have done here as well. And he's living up to that. And I think in front of our eyes, we are seeing a big name player in this
96.
Super Series format begin to emerge.
I agree with all that, Henry. I do really do agree with all that. It's all about how you handle big games, and you have to say that Harrysson here, not that John's done a great deal wrong, maybe a couple of darts at tops is all that you can say that he's done wrong.
60.
And 2 darts at a double, is that wrong as a dart player? The game is won and lost on darts at a double, and
Game shot on the
Harrysson
third leg.
again. Are we
Andreas
seeing a man in the
Harrysson.
form of his life?
11 dart leg, 107.36
Fourth leg, it's Andreas
average.
to throw
That is
first.
akin to
Game on.
14 darts in every single leg. And so, effectively here, Henderson needs to win this leg in 4 visits or less, is what the numbers are
55.
telling us.
I 140.
I know what I'd be thinking right now. I'd be thinking, I'd rather you had this game here and win here for the group, and I get you in the final and have you for the week win on
140.
Saturday. That's what I'd start telling myself.
$140.
Well, Andreas was saying yesterday how he's never played a Group C or Thursday, Friday afternoon. He may not have to play Thursday or Friday at all if he wins this particular encounter.
86.
Henderson has just nicked the throw, though, in leg 4.
95.
Now, he hits a 12 his last start, but if that was a single, he would have left himself on a bogey. 166.
78. John, you require 126.
Save the match, and it would be for a break back as well. Treble 19. Would have left the bullseye. And the way that Andreas has been playing in this game, you would not discredit this 142 from the thinking.
Andreas, you require 142.
His opponent on 32 to save the match. Harrysson is not going to find a 142 to win it. And so John Henderson will get an opportunity at double 16 after
76.
12 to get a leg on the
John,
board.
you require 32.
It's been a subpar leg for the Swede. Henderson wants double 8 to pick up the
Hey,
pieces
John,
and
the
pick up the
fourth leg.
pieces he does.
John Henderson.
He gets a break back. Back to 3-1 we go.
Fifth leg, it's John to throw first.
And he has the
Game
darts
on.
to claw it back to 3-2. And if that begins to become the case, then maybe the cogs will begin to whirl around the mind of Andreas Harrysson. But Hendo
140.
kicks off 140, putting Harrysson under the pump right from the get-go.
$100.
Henderson himself is averaging just under 97.5. He's had 5 140s in this game. We're yet to actually have a max in this last game of the session.
140.
And it's not going to be the case there. Andreas, 101.9 the average. 3 out of 4 when it comes to the doubles.
100.
And the solitary ton means that Henderson has got a little bit of space here in this leg. And from 3-0 down and possibly staring a whitewash defeat in the face, he may be on the cusp of putting it back to 3-2. And at that point, it may well be anybody's game again. But there's always a response. There is always a response from Andreas Harrysson. His first max could well be perfectly timed, unless Henderson can pin the bullseye. For 1-2-1 out. And how crucial could that be? He was 3-0 down. He's pulled it back to 3-2. But Andreas Harrysson now has the dart for the match and a 4-point buffer at the top of the group overnight.
100.
Don't you just love it when two heavyweights throw the kitchen sink at one another, when you give a game the big hype and it duly delivers? And this has been a game between the two premier players at the top of the group, and they have played like the two premier players at the top of the group.
100.
These are the numbers. These are the averages. 102 plays 104, just under 105. The doubling has been pretty much as you'd expect it to be, as Hendo hits his first max of the match. 2 from 6. That's bang on Hendo's numbers of 33%. 3 from 4, 75%. It's just above Harryson's 55% for the day.
140.
He's first to a finish. But Hendo can set up a more makeable out. But needs a big treble.
77.
Finds the 54.
Andreas should require 161.
But this would be some way to win the match. Treble 17. But Henderson may have to take out a second ton topper in succession because Harrysson is left double 18 after 12 to send us the distance and 3-0 down. Henderson is going to get a dart at tops. But back-to-back ton plus finishes to send us all the way. He was 3-0 down, was the Highlander. He looked dead and buried in the game.
7 and
but he's
final
found back-to-back ton plus out to send us to a last leg decider. One leg that will determine whether the top two players are either level on points going into tomorrow or whether Andreas Harrysson is going to have a 4-point buffer at the top of the group.
$64.
This has delivered in every conceivable way.
$100.
It has been as mesmerising to watch as the box office build-up expected 85. It to be. Henderson has fought all his way back. But has he run out of steam in trying to pull off the
22.
Comeback charge? Is that the vital slip that opens up the door for the Swede? Because his 8th 140 of the match may well be the most pivotal.
$38.
And did that feel like the waving of the white flag for the Highlander right at the very end of the day? Because Harrysson has found 2 superb turns back to back. And it feels like they might be visits that have just quashed Henderson.
100.
He's left himself on a finish.
Requires 72.
But Harrysson for the match. 72. Double 18. His favourite double. He's missed.
John, you require 160.
He's had 2 ton plus finishes in the last 2 legs. But Henderson is not going to win the match of a 160. And so Harrysson returns.
60.
Double 9 is what he wants.
You require 18.
But he moves inside. Henderson gets
10.
another go. He gets
John,
another go.
100.
Bang on the ton. It'd be his 3rd ton plus finish in 3 legs. It's tops. There's the first. And
60.
he almost found the second. And that would have been to have completed the perfect turnaround. to close out a classic. 2 on the wire. But the
Game,
third
shot,
finds its
and the
way
match,
in. And Andreas Harrysson hangs on to beat John Henderson 4-3 and to have a real grip at the top of this Group A table.